The Crystal Cove Alliance works in partnership with the Crystal Cove California State Park Program to preserve the natural and historic beauty within this slice of Orange County coastline.
They teamed up to create one of the most successful public-private partnerships in the history of California State Park System. Crystal Cove Alliance founder Laura Davick toured reporter Maria Hall Brown through the Alliance-funded Phase 2 restoration of the historic cottages.
This is the the centerpiece of the Phase 2 restoration here that we've just completed at Crystal Cove. This is called the Outdoor Educational Commons. There's a series of cottages here. They're used for various uses, primarily for educational programs and for special events here at Crystal Cove. And this is kind of a place where people can just come and enjoy and kind of live like a Covite and feel and experience all of that.
The cottages themselves were rather haphazardly put together by the people that owned them, were they not?
Yes, and it started out basically as squatters back in the 20s and 30s, and so people just came and erected these cottages here on the beach. And then in 1940, the Irvine Company basically sent out a letter and said, by the way, you're on my property, and if you'd like to move your cottage, you may, but if not, it becomes part of our leasing system. So that's what formalized the leasing system here at Crystal Cove. There's 46 cottages total, and it's listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
And now that you've done Phase 2, that means that you've done 2/3 of the cottages.
Correct. 29 of the 46 cottages are completed now. This is everyone's favorite. This is another one of the important educational venues that was part of the park's plan. And so this is known as the Beaches Cottage because this is where the film Beaches was filmed with Bette Midler in 1988. And but now it's the Film and Media Center.
How many films were made here at Crystal Cove?
Gosh, there were probably 15 or 16 films made here at Crystal Cove. And it was really the film companies that first found Crystal Cove. Because this was an area where they were creating a lot of the early South Sea films, Treasure Island and the likes. And so the film companies could come down here without leaving California and find like a tropical setting.
The second phase of this whole thing obviously was a remarkable and extraordinary accomplishment for the Crystal Cove Alliance.
Yes, it was, and we're very, very proud to say that of the $6.7 million that was needed for the project, we were able to raise all that through our efforts. It was a 3-year effort and a long, hard one, and 18 months to do the actual restoration with state parks. So it was a big undertaking.
And along those lines, as far as big undertakings, as you were saying earlier, the footprint, the scope and the breadth of what Crystal Cove Alliance is now going to be involved in and responsible for is a lot larger than just what we're seeing right now.
Yes, yes. And, originally our footprint was just the historic district, but that's been expanded now to include all 3.2 miles of coastline, 2,400 acres in the backcountry, and also 1,100 acres in the underwater park. So I always like to say, people think of Crystal Cove, they think of the cottages, they think of the beachcomber, but it's really just the tip of the Crystal Cove iceberg. 2011, 2012, we had over 35,000 children that were impacted by our educational programs. So that's a very exciting number. Our programs are growing. We have a new program which we'll be showcasing next year in the fall, which is offshore in the underwater park and teaching children about conservation efforts. And basically the experience is digital fishing rods that have a camera attached to them that's lowered into the underwater park, and children are able to then, while on board a boat, monitor what's going on in the underwater park. And fish are a great indicator for the health of our ecosystems and of our kelp forests and all of that. But we do have what's behind me left. We refer to this as Phase 3. It's the last phase of restoration that needs to be done here. 17 cottages. All will go into the overnight rental program, so that will more than double what we have now to offer to the public. I'm told that it's in better condition than some of the areas that have just been restored in Phase 2. It is, by no stretch of the imagination, an extremely challenging project, though.
I have complete faith. In Crystal Cove, I'm Maria Hall Brown, Real Orange.
For more information about visiting Crystal Cove and how you can help, log on to crystalcovealliance.org.
Their annual gala will be on September 22nd, and it's going to celebrate the hidden wonders below the sea of Crystal Cove's protected waters.